If you walk by a house with overgrown weeds, windows tightly shut, and blinds permanently drawn, your mind probably jumps to a list of immediate judgments. You assume the person inside is lazy, indifferent, or simply doesn't care about their environment. And if you are the person living behind those closed blinds, walking past piles of laundry, cluttered counters, and a sink full of dishes, you likely carry an unspoken weight of profound shame. You tell yourself the exact same thing the world does. Why can't I just be normal? Why am I so lazy? But as a psychologist, I can tell you that chronic messiness is almost never about laziness. Laziness is a choice to rest when you have the capacity to act. What we are seeing behind these closed doors is something entirely different. It is an internal system that has completely run out of power. Today we are going to look into the silent psychology of why some people never clean their house. We will break down the neural architecture of task paralysis, the heavy burden of the depression room, and the exact psychological shift required to clear the space without drowning in shame. To the average observer, cleaning a room is a simple, single task. You pick up the clutter, wipe the surfaces, and vacuum the floor. But to a brain experiencing executive dysfunction, cleaning a house is not one task, it is a terrifying matrix of hundreds of micro decisions. Executive functioning is managed by your prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for planning, organizing, prioritizing, and initiating actions. When a neurotypical person looks at a messy desk, their brain automatically prioritizes the steps. Garbage goes first, papers go second, items get filed third. But when a brain impacted by ADHD, trauma, or severe burnout looks at that same desk, the prefrontal cortex is flooded. The brain cannot determine step 1 from step 50 because it cannot prioritize. It views every single object as equally demanding of attention. This triggers a state of task paralysis. The cognitive load becomes so painful that the brain enters a survival-based freeze response. The person doesn't stay on the couch because they are lazy. They stay on the couch because their brain's steering wheel has disconnected from the engine. If you've ever stared at a mess for hours wanting to clean it, feeling physically heavy and unable to move, comment the word paralysis below. Let's look at how common this hidden battle truly is. There is an absolute two-way mirror relationship between our internal mental state and our external environment. Your house is a physical map of your current psychological energy. When someone is trapped in severe depression or mourning a profound loss, their brain enters a state of conservation mode. It cuts power to non-essential functions to keep the core vital systems online. In this state, cleaning a dish requires an emotional expense that the person simply does not possess. As the mess grows, it creates a toxic psychological feedback loop. The visual clutter emits a constant subliminal signal of failure to the subconscious mind. Every time the person looks at the room, their brain produces a micro hit of cortisol, the stress hormone. This fuels a state of learned helplessness where the environment feels so overwhelmingly chaotic that the subconscious mind decides that effort is pointless. The mess becomes an emotional anchor, keeping the individual trapped in the very depression that caused the clutter in the first place. Another major reason people struggle to keep their space clean relates to how their brains process physical sensory data. Many chronically untidily people experience a phenomenon called sensory overload. When a space is messy, the constant visual input drains their mental energy until they reach a breaking point. To protect itself, the brain deploys a defense mechanism called sensory gating, essentially muting the environment. They stop seeing the mess because their brain has turned the clutter into background static just so they can survive the day. Furthermore, many individuals with ADHD struggle with a cognitive trait known as object permanence issues or out of sight, out of mind. For these brains, if an item is placed inside a drawer or a closet, it functionally ceases to exist. Therefore, they leave everything out on surfaces, their keys, their bills, their tools, their clothes, so they don't lose them. What looks like total chaos to an outsider is actually a highly visual, externalized memory system for a unique cognitive profile. When you force them to clean up by hiding everything away, you are accidentally breaking their ability to function. The traditional approach to a messy house is shame, anger, and forced optimization. We tell people to grow up or just do it. But shame is an inhibitor. It locks the brain tighter into the freeze response. To break the cycle of chronic untidiness, we must move from a moral frame to a compassion first functional frame. You must realize that your home is meant to serve you. You do not exist to serve your home. If you are struggling with a paralyzed environment, discard the standard rules of cleaning. Don't try to clean the whole house. Practice micro mapping. And pick one category, not a room, just one category, like removing plastic bottles, and do it for 5 minutes. If your prefrontal cortex panics, give yourself permission to stop. By reducing the stakes and removing the moral judgment, you lower the cognitive load on your prefrontal cortex, allowing the steering wheel of your brain to slowly click back into gear. Your value as a human being is not dictated by the cleanliness of your kitchen or the state of your bedroom. A messy room is not a sign of a broken character. It is simply the sign of an overwhelmed mind. If this video helped you feel a little lighter and gave you a new way to see yourself, please press like and share it with a friend. Someone who may also be tired of the noise from a mind that never truly rests. Your understanding today might be exactly the comfort they need. Thank you for watching until this moment. I'm Milo. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Goodbye and see you next time.